Alright, Shalom,
Shalom.
First and foremost, before we begin, we like to give all praise, all glory, all honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Hakah Kodash. Now, double honors unto the apostles and elders of great milestone. As always, we say Shalom unto the elect.
Shalom to the elect.
Alright, this is your brother, sir.
Maya Allah.
And Isaiah, coming back to you with another lesson. Lord, will it is edifying. Right? And what we wanted to do here was differentiate, right, or distinguish the men that the Lord has put upon the earth, right? And when we say differentiate or distinguish the men the Lord put upon the earth, we mean from the perspective of, the chosen seed, the chosen lineage, and the rest of the nations on the earth, right? So aforetime, before we were known as the Israelites, right, and the other 17 nations on the earth, they were known as they are known today, or in biblical times, it was three classes of men, right? It was the sons of God, right? Together, Luke, the 3rd chapter, and go from read just now. Let's bring it up. I believe it's from verse 36. Right, from 34, Salakia. Right.
In book of Luke chapter 3 and verse 34, which was the son of Jacob, which was the son of Isaac, which was the son of Abraham, which was the son of Terah, which was the son of Nahor, which was the son of Saruk, which was the son of Ragua, Ragau.
So I'm gonna get up another translation here. But I read it in another translation because the name's written in Greek. Right, not the same as in the Hebrew. So when you read earlier the Bible in the Old Testament, you won't see the names like that. So let's just get the G and T here. Alright, you could go ahead, Salakia.
Start from 34.
Yeah, 34.
Right, they Luke 3 and 34 in GNT. The son of Jacob, the son of Isaac, the son of Abraham, the son of Terah, the son of Nahor, the son of Serug, the son of Reu, the son of Peleg, the son of Ewa, the son of Shelah, the son of Canaan, the son of Arphaxad, the son of Shem, the son of Noah, the son of Lamech, the son of Methuselah, the son of Enoch, the son of Jared, the son of Mahalalel, the son of Kenan, the son of Enosh, the son of Seth, the son of Adam, the son of God.
Right. So when I read it in the the KJV now, it says the final verse, it says which was the son of Enos, which was the son of Seth, which was the son of Adam, which was the son of God. Right. So when I read through, which we didn't do, of course, for time's sake, when I read through this lineage here, it ties Yahushai, right, son of David, as Matthew 1 puts it, son of Abraham, right, because he had to come from the loins and lineage of David. That is 1 Samuel, the 17th chapter. I'm just get, I think it's 1 Samuel 17. Not 17, 2 Samuel 7, I believe.
2 Samuel 14.
2 Samuel 14, he promises me to David that one of thy loins and lineage.
2 Samuel
7, 14. Right.
You're from 12 actually.
No, I just wanted to make sure, right. So 2 Samuel, the 7th chapter, you could read from verses
12. I will go higher.
From 8 till about 17, right? And you'll get a history which Nathan the prophet came to David and tell him, one of thy loins and lineage, right, shall build me an house, right, that shall never be destroyed, etc., etc., all pointing towards your house, right? They would, Christians will tell you that Solomon kingdom ended. That promise here was to give David a son that will rule on his throne forever, right? And only one man could fit that bill. And when you read Revelation 22 and 16, It says, I, Yahushua, have sent my angel to testify unto you these things in the churches. I'm the root and the offspring of David. So he's one of David's descendants. So Luke, the 3rd chapter, links Yahushua. No, Matthew, the 1st chapter, links Yahushua from Abraham to David, to him being of the loins and lineage of David. The Luke, the 3rd chapter, carries him all the way back to Adam. Right? And then the final verse in that Luke, the 3rd chapter, tells you that Adam was the son of God. So the lineage, right? So in the Bible, right, a lineage or a nation is reckoned upon a man, or what you would call a man. So we could be called the nation of Jacob, but Genesis 35, Jacob's name was changed from Jacob to Israel, to be known as the Israelites today. So what would Adam of them be known as? Because Luke the 3rd chapter proves to you that the Israelites wasn't on the scene and said. So what they would have, where I call them? The sons of God. That the sons of God lineage.
Two things they would refer to as the sons of God and the sons of Adam. Is Deuteronomy 32:8 and you get Genesis 5 and 1. Deuteronomy 32:8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he said the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
Right, so you see that you reckon, or your nation reckon after its progenitor. Right, so we establish here the sons of God lineage, and proven that the Israelites could also be called sons of God. One, because Israel goes back to what Yasha Allah, he prince of the power, right? Just another way to say son of God. Because prince is what? Son of a king. Who's the king? Yahweh and Yahushua, right? So the sons of God lineage ties back to the Israelites, because that Luke the 3rd chapter links the fourth kingdom, or the fourth nation in from Israel, the lineage of Judah, all the way back to Adam, through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Right? So that is sons of God. When they go to the Genesis the 5th chapter, Genesis the 5th chapter, right? This is the book of the generations of Adam. In the day that power created man, in the likeness of power made he him. So Adam was made after the likeness of power, right? When they go to the 6th chapter, now we see. In fact, now read down. Read some more. Yeah. Male and female created he them, and blessed them and called their name Adam. So the chosen lineage the Lord would have, which we go into that. I may do a part 2 here. The chosen lineage that the Lord has in the earth, he called their name Adam in that day, in the day when he created, in the day when they were created, as it says here in verse 2. Verse 3, and Adam lived 130 years and begat a son in his own likeness, right? After his image, and called his name Seth, and that's how they will continue. Don't just say that. A man in your own likeness, your own image, begetting sons. When you read through this entire chapter here.
Because that's the thing, that could also refer to that probably I'll be looking the same and thing, but his own image and likeness.
Yeah, so like you have to go into the real image and likeness. You have to.
You go there and get out about
because I really, good. Because you see in here the separation of the sons on the earth, because this is we are really going to distinguish here, right? And it go now. So like you're looking for it. Where's my sword? Right, look at it. Genesis 5 and 1. It says, and I go into the word likeness.
I'm tell you quick. Yeah, I'm sorry. I read from 3. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy,
Right,
and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. Though his father die, yet he is as though he were not dead, for he had left one behind him that is like himself.
Right, so that is supposed to take place. That happens through lineages. Right, so it literally happens through, your physical seed. Right, they leave one behind like you because literally descend from you. But then the likeness part comes from what? Him being grown up and brought up in a way that you were grown up and brought up with the same statutes and principles you had as a man passed on to him. But these statutes and principles we had as a nation, or as a man starting from Adam, is the Lord's statutes and commandments. Like that was the separation. We wanted to get into here first. What we wanted to get into here was the fact that there is a separation, right? So when you go now to likeness, is the Hebrew word
Damawat.
damawat, right? It says likeness. Hebrews 1823. It says likeness, similitude, in the likeness of, like as. What resemblance, concretely model, shape, adverbially like, fashion, manner, similitude. So they had the same manners, right? It's the dama. It says, or dam.
Hey, Strong's.
Yeah. The Strong's H 1819, it says to be like, resemble, to liken, compare, to imagine, think, to make oneself like. Right? So this is what was done with Adam and his lineage. Right? Adam was made after the likeness of the Most High, and his lineage started with Seth because was made after his likeness.
Because in Genesis, the 4th chapter, they give you the lineage of Cain. But they separate the lineage of Cain from the lineage of Adam. Reason being because Cain didn't follow the laws, statutes, and commandments.
Which we're going to go into, right? So now, we see, we go to Genesis 6 now. And it's seen here, it says, and it came to pass, 6 from 1, it says, and it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them same men, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives, all which they chose. Right, so people go like to sit down and tell you that these is angels. No, we just explain it at literally other lineage called the sons of God lineage. Genesis 5 gives you that account, right? And they see now it have what? The daughters of men. We want to go into now the separation. Where were they separated, right? Now we prove that in the 5th chapter, the lineage which was separated, but how they were separated. When I go to the 2nd chapter in Genesis, it says, I can bring the precept here after. It says, Genesis 2:7, and the Lord Yahweh Shemir Shai power formed a man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. Right? You see? Looking for him, he called his name Adam. So Quincy called his name Adam. So
No, you never say that.
Never say call his name Adam.
No.
Well, the man, right? Genesis 2:7, and the Lord formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. You know this man was Adam, right? Later on, give it the name, right? So what take place here is the Lord, because when you go to Genesis 1 and 24, 25, Salakia, Genesis 1 and 20, Salakia. And power said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that had life. Right? You know, all man, when you go into that word creature and you go into the etymology line for the word creature, everybody falls on that creature. Man, woman, child, beast, cat, anything that moving and breathing falls under the creature. So we know all mankind was created on the 5th day here. Right? Because the 23rd verse tells you this was the 5th day. But since all man was already created, what you mean he formed the man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. He gave unto him the laws, the statutes, and commandments. And he separated this lineage, Genesis, the 5th chapter lineage, from all the race of men upon the face of the earth. Right? I'll show you this second address here.
was waiting for Baral. Yes,
You could bring her out. Because I already want a second address. Because it talks about second address 3 and verse 7 and until right, verse 5 will tell you talking about second address 3 reading from verse 5 and gave us a body unto Adam without soul.
Without soul.
Which was the workmanship of thine hands, and did breathe into him the breath of life.
So I can show you from 4.
From 4. Second is a 3 from 4. O Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, who bears rule, thou spakest at the beginning when thou didst plan the earth, and that thyself alone, and commandest the people.
So that people, multitude of them,
And gavest a body unto Adam without soul, which was the workmanship of thine hands, and didst breathe into him the breath of life, and he was made living before thee. And thou leddest him into paradise, which thy right hand had planted, before ever the earth came forward. And unto him thou gavest commandment to love thy way. So we know now that the separation the Lord did with all the people on the face of the earth was he gave a certain lineage through a certain man the laws, the statutes, the commandments. So you go more into the part 2, because it's got to be a part 2. Right? So we want to know what take place with the rest of them. Right? When I read Sirach, the 17th chapter, from verse, so like I want to get to the point. 4, 5, from 5. Could read it in our next transition one time. Mashallah. They received the use of the 5 operations of the Lord, and in the 6th place he imparted them understanding, and the 7th speech, an interpreter of the congregations thereof. So what take place here? That man walking upon the face of the earth, but they received the use of the 5 operations of the Lord. So now there's a distinguishing between man and beast being done here. We're seeing here, because beast, because it's the 5 operations: taste, touch, sight, smell, sound. A dog could taste, a dog could smell, a dog could see, a dog could touch, and a dog does hear. But he separated man from dog by what? What did he do? In the 6th place, he imparted them understanding. So the way in which a man does carry about his business and a dog does carry about his business is 2 different ways. A man does walk uprightly. A man could fix a car. A man could read, a dog can't do them thing. And in the 7th, an interpreter of the congregation, and in the 7th speech, an interpreter of the congregation thereof. So what going through a man's mind, he could utter out with his voice. Right? You could read it in the 5th, the next transition you had it.
Yeah, the 5th verse.
So there's really the separation between man and beast. And then there will be, in the second part, we go into the further separation between man and man. Right?
Well, daddy thing, this one here,
Gently.
it don't have the 5th verse.
You don't have the 5th verse? Let me see if I have it here.
Is that the 5th verse? No, check up all I don't know new
No.
If you want to see the 5th verse, it's at a shaking on it. I like it there. It's at a press.
Yeah, look. Yeah, I got it.
So, reading from verses 4. Sirach 17 from 4 in the GNT. He made all other creatures afraid of them. He gave them authority over all animals and birds. Verse 5. The Lord gave them the 5 senses, but he also gave them his 6th, intelligence, and his 7th, reason, which enables them to interpret what comes to them through the senses.
Right, so there's a distinguishing between man and beast. But it had a distinguishing between man and man. Right, so we're going to discuss here what took place with the other men upon the face of the earth, and the wicked, and what took place with what took place with the Israelites will come in the second part, but what took place with the other nations, right? Ecclesiastes 3 and 16, 3 and 18, right?
Right? The Ecclesiastes 3 and verses 18. I said in mine heart.
The brother precept here. How it read? He have it in a physical hard copy.
Nah, I hear you.
Alright, yeah.
Ecclesiastes 3 and verse 18. I said in mine heart concerning the state of the sons of men, that power might manifest them, and that they might see that they themselves are beasts.
That what power? Like, so the sons are men. You see, the lineage that the sons of God will go on to in Genesis 6, the men from that, or that entire nation, aka that 18 nations upon the face of the earth. One is the Israelite lineage, the sons of God.
That one, how you say, one righteous nation.
One righteous lineage, right? And we're gonna tell you what makes us righteous in that in part 2. Then there's
Heathen nations.
the other heathen nations.
Other heathen nations. There's really
17, but it have one that separate me, where is wicked. So the others is men.
The worse than heathens.
Right. Yeah, so them worse than the heathens. Them place are the beast. Right? Because it had 17 other heathen nations. 16 will be classified as the sons of men. And the other one is the seed of the wicked. Right? So when they go into the
I'm like it had a precept to it on Revelation. It said this fell upon the third part of men.
who for these were made to slay the third part of men. That is Genesis, Revelation 9. By these were the third part of men slain. Genesis 9 and 20, 17, 15. And 4 angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year for to slay the third part of men. More proof that it have 3 categories of men within the scriptures.
Whenever I hear third, that is 1 out of 3.
1 out of 3. Right, so 1 out of 3 are the men the Lord create upon the earth. 1 out of the 3 categories of men the Lord create upon the earth is the wicked. And we're gonna discuss that third and then the other third, right? So it have there's Ecclesiastes 3 and 18 as the brother just read. It says, right, yeah, go ahead, Salake, go ahead, yeah, the read verse 19 now. And then we go into that word animal, because there's a problem discussing. I went into the word animal on the Etem online, and they're gonna see that they're liking men there. But who are those men that fall under that animalistic state, that animalistic nature? Go ahead.
Verse 19. For that which befalleth the sons of men befalleth beasts. Even one thing befalleth them, as the one dieth, so dieth the other. Yea, they have all one breath, so that a man had no preeminence above a beast, for all is vanity.
You see, but how a man that preeminence over a beast in
we know.
Yeah, we know that animal is supposed to have fear over man. What they mean by no preeminence over beast is this: they wasn't separated from beast to a great degree, right? You sit down and you see about if you go into India, right? Because we be able to, that's why the Bible is the greatest book on it. We able to see what written here, understand what written here, and then see it pay off in front of your fucking eyes, right? We talk about no preeminence over be ever go into them. We never went there, but we just see it on YouTube. We see it on Instagram. Right? When these people and them serving the street food, you see the nasty way in which they do the things, right? They have no decorum about themselves. They have no order. Right? These heathen nations, they have no order. They lack order. Why is that? You get Psalms in 19th chapter, Salakia, 14th chapter. Same message is echoed in Psalm 53rd chapter as well.
You look at Psalm chapter 14, and each one verse
Read from one.
The fool had
But Salakia. I wanted to read Ecclesiastes 3 and 3 and 19. See what they say in a different translation. if it make it clear. After all, right, 3 and 18. I decided,
Ecclesiastes 3:18, eh?
yeah, Ecclesiastes 3 and 18.
What transition?
The GNT have it in there.
Good.
It says, I decided that power is testing us to show us that we are no better than animals. But in the KJV, it tell you, he look upon the estate of the sons of men. Right? The same fate awaits human beings and animals alike. One dies just like the other. They are the same kind of creature. A human being is no better off than an animal because life has no meaning for either. Let me see how we do that different translation.
Because I'm not saying it said the sons are men. That's very important because when you read the book of Psalms chapter 8 and verse 4, I believe it is. No. It's Proverbs.
Proverbs 8 and 4.
8 and 4. In the book of Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 4. Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of man. The thing with that is this. It said to men I call, but his voice going towards the sons of man.
Right,
In the beginning, the Lord say he formed man from the ground. Although everybody else was formed. We get that understanding a little bit in the second part, we get to that understanding. But the Lord formed man from the ground, or formed people from the ground, but he gave the wisdom, understanding, and knowledge unto Adam, which was the first man. And if he's the first man, his sons would be what? The sons of man, not the sons of men. Because men were created, everybody was created, yes, but the Lord distinguished them from the other nations using wisdom, knowledge, and intelligence. Is the book of Sirach is
24.
24. Wow. You get after?
Yeah, because that go into the separation and we from them.
Okay.
But when they read the Ecclesiastes, now it say human beings, right? But and they read it in the GNT, but that human being statement could still hold true, you know? Because when they go to Psalms 8 and 6.
Psalms 8 and 6.
Yeah.
Right.
Psalms 8 and 6. Thou madest him to have dominion over the works of thy hands. Thou hast put all things under his feet.
Keep going.
All sheep and oxen, yea, and the beasts in the...
Keep going.
Go ahead.
And the beasts of the field, the fowl of the air, and the fish of the sea, and whatsoever passeth through the parts of the seas, O Yahweh, our Lord, how excellent is thy name in all the earth.
So like it's one way say ye are gods, but you should
Psalms
82. So like 82 and 6. My apologies. 82.
I just pray that you read that day too, because when they say the beasts of the field, they're giving dominion over them. I don't just referring to the animals and things too. No? The Lord likened the sons of men unto beasts.
Yeah, you got it.
Adam was what?
Elevated above that.
Exactly, he was Lord of all thy creatures. When you say the word Lord, that just means ruler. He used to rule over all the heathen nations, what is, was, and what was will be.
Not just that.
When Yahushua come back, so that when Yahushua come back, he can do what? Rule over the heathen nations and run out, and then
That's beautiful,
beautiful.
beautiful, because that was not going to say Psalms the 2nd chapter. It says what you're gonna put the entire earth underneath Yahushua feet, right? But it say what he's the Lord over all the beasts of the earth. When they read this Ecclesiastes 3 and 18, you have it in different translation. Tell you who them beasts also referring to, right? But you can read the Psalms 82 and 6.
Look at Psalms chapter 82 and verse 6. I've said ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High, referring to the chosen lineage.
Right. You are God, all of you are children of the Most High. That's the right there. So if you can read the Ecclesiastes 3 and 18 in the GNT, when they talk about the humans there, the Israelites not really included because we elevate past our human like experience. It's gods, literally. Right? Literally, he was named Yasha Allah, he Prince of the Power. He was also known as a Son of God. Right? So I have it here, the Ecclesiastes 3 and 18, but I have it in BBE. It said, I said in my heart, it is because the sons of men, it is because of the sons of men, so that power may put them to the test, that they may see themselves as beasts. Verse 19 BBE, it says, because the fate of the sons of men and the fate of beasts is the same. As the death of one is, so is the death of the other, and all have one spirit. how I wanted to transition. All have one spirit. Man is not higher than this because all is to no purpose. Man, the man they're talking about there is who? The sons of men. Right? So when you read now, the Psalms 14,
Yeah, you do.
yeah.
Psalms 14, from 1 to the chief musician, a psalm of David. The fool had said in his heart, there is no power. They are corrupt, they have done abominable works, there is none that do it good. Yahweh looked down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there were any that did understand and seek God. They are all gone aside, they are altogether become filthy. There is none that do it good, no, not one. Have all the workers of iniquity no knowledge, who eat up my people as they eat bread, and call not upon Yahweh? It is that same one I just talked about, second just I can't remember. Tree, where it is, it shall thy name be found anywhere but in Jacob.
Second is just 3 from the 32nd verse come down. Right? So you're seeing that these heathen nations, they don't seek after power, and it was made so. It was purposely made so for the distinguishing.
That's Psalms 147
Exactly. Yeah, beautiful.
and 19.
Alright.
Psalms 147 and verses 19. He shewed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He had not dealt so with any nation. As for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh.
Right, so what was needed for make them or elevate them above the state in which they are now, that was not given unto them in the beginning. Right? No, in the kingdom, right? Because we also promised this, not just the fact that I look up that word animal and get this, which you can go into it. I look up, pursuing now is hot news in Israel recently. Them fucking bug outside claiming the heathen nations could be saved. Well, no, they can't be saved. The Lord didn't elevate them to a state we need saving. Because Salakia, one of the biggest points or biggest, you say, factors in salvation is the elevation of these bodies. And the elevation of these bodies is going to come via what? The second covenant. And the second covenant basically is the first covenant being put in a body that cannot break it. Right? So now my thing is this.
Were the heathens are part of the first
Exactly.
covenant?
Because the law was a part of the first covenant, but that don't make it, you and the Most High in agreement, because the promise, when they go to Galatians, the 3rd chapter, right, it wasn't established based upon the law, because the Most High gave to Abraham that promise before Abraham was ever circumcised. Before the law came into Israel, the Lord promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that the seed would have this land and they would dwell in it forever. Right? So my thing is this now. If that is the case, because what I want to say is, well, if the law is so important, the heathen's going to be given the law in the kingdom. The heathen's going to be given the law in the kingdom, but they're not going to be in covenant with the Most High. That's the difference. Because they're going to be elevated above the state in which is now. Because as of right now, they're not fit to rule this earth. As of right now, they're not going to rule it in the kingdom to come, but they're not fit to
even rule themselves.
They're not fit to beautiful.
They're not even going to rule themselves in the kingdom right now.
But like, they're not fit to be, walking around freely as they were. Because as I say, they didn't seek after the Most High. Right? We're not going to have you all in the kingdom praising Shiva. That's not going to be done. You're not going to be praising Buddha. You're not going to be praising who the fuck, the Hamites. You're definitely not going to be praising the God you all believe in. Right? You all believe in everything. You all worship everything. You Elamites, you worship rats, you worship. If we were to leave you up to your own devices, ants gonna be made gods in the kingdom. No, it's only going to have 144,000 gods in the kingdom. That's who you're going to be praising in the kingdom. Then praising the Most High through them. Praising the Most High and His Son through them. Right? So yes, there's a need to elevate you all above the current state that you all are in right now. But are you all going to be in covenant with the Most High to escape damnation? No. So don't think just because you're going to be given the law and given away to live like a decent human being. Because that's basically what you're going to be given. You're going to be forced to live like decent human beings, whether you like it or not. Eventually, you're going to learn to like it because we talk about Isaiah, the second chapter, let us go up to the house of the Lord that we may learn his way. But in the beginning, you are going to be forced to live like decent human being. After being forced to live like a decent human being, and some of your past lives show to you you're living like a rat and worshiping a rat and an ant and a fly, you're going to sit down and be like, yeah, this is the better way. That is what's going to happen to you all in the kingdom. You're not going to receive salvation. You're not going to be elevated to the state of even a scripture talk about the least and the greatest in the kingdom. You're not even going to be on the level with the least just because you all have the law. You're all not in covenant. That is what needs to be established. You see, the covenant, the first covenant, the second covenant, that was only established with the house of Israel. Right?
I'm thinking of sad too, because you know what you're saying, Psalms the second chapter, you see why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing. In the kingdom, eventually you end up going off on them. You
Yeah,
teach the Lord
they're
and you
gonna go
want to serve the Lord, but you won't be able to do it 100%. And when you do go off, let's believe you get rods in your back.
Because think about it, the Israelites in this current state in a better state than them. And them still don't want to serve Yahweh Shem Shai.
And the scripture says, the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor. And any state we be more excellent
than yours. So if you know the whole nation of Israel don't want to serve Yahweh now, don't bet they're gonna take place with you, especially in the beginning.
And even in Solomon's glorious kingdom, when we Israelites was on top, them didn't want to serve the Lord. You're not even going to reach that glory. Like, the glory Solomon gave to the nation of Israel, the Edomites not giving that to them people now. Not giving it to himself now.
You're gonna have that in the kingdom.
Fucking no.
Come on.
You're on top right now and you're not reaching that glory.
Think about it. That's why I'm saying you're in your best state, which is not under bondage to us. You all never reach that glory. Come on. So think about it. In the kingdom, you're going to reach. No. You're going to be better off than you are now, for sure. Yeah, let it be real. The earth not going to be polluted, right? They're not going to eat rats, right? They're not going to eat. You see the abominable things. That's the need for the law with you all. They're going to distinguish and separate you all from a beast. That's what distinguish and separated us from beast. That's going to be done to you all as well. But you're not going to be elevated above that of Israel. That is all. That needs to be made clear. And this animal definition going to tell you all your current state right now.
Even to the point where as soon as that baby born, Israel baby born the higher than
Right.
Seconds of the womb the higher than second of the womb the higher. In the womb the higher than
They talk at Solomon now say you all don't even have preeminence above a beast. Right.
Forget the point I was going to make. I'll make this point in next video.
Alright. So now we're going to go into the word animal here, and then we'll close it, and then we'll do part 2 concerning the wicked. Alright? You got that piece, right?
Yeah.
There's the word animal here. The word animal here in the Etymology dictionary. It says any sentient living creature, including humans, sons and men.
Right, I don't remember.
They were likened unto animals. This is what they're selling in here. It says
one as beast before. Took piece of that is Psalm 73 and 22. So foolish was I and ignorant, I was as a beast before thee.
Right. So foolish was I and ignorant, I was as a beast before thee. We go Psalm 73, that big scripture in this. Your mom and physical Bible. I think verse. Is it verse
17.
I think if you read that in a different.
I went into the sanctuary power, then on the side right there.
No. I think it's Which one? It's Psalm 73 and 22. So like I know it's in a different translation. But wait say, so foolish as was I and ignorant, I was as a beast before thee. So to be ignorant without the knowledge of the Most High, you're likened unto what? A beast, an animal. The word that's gonna give it here. When it go down now to I think is the adjective, yes. Right? Late 14th century pertaining to the animal spirit of man. It says that is
adjective.
yeah, adjective from the 14th century. What? Pertaining to the animal spirit of man, that is pertaining to the merely sentient as distinguished from intellectual, rational, or spiritual qualities of a human being. So when you're merely sentient, can we go into that word sentient? Right.
Sentient as the adjective 1630 is capable of feeling, having the power of, or characterized by the exercise of sense perception. So being able to be aware of what is going on.
Right. So you're merely, that's what you merely is. You merely have the spirit of
When they go into science, they talk about the 7 characteristics of living things, known as Grimna. The sentient would fall under the characteristic of irritability, which is what an living organism's ability to respond to outside stimuli.
right. So when I go now from the 1540s as pertaining to sensation, by 1630s, the same thing, the adjective, animal adjective,
Oh, okay.
as pertaining to or derived from beasts. So you all were not elevated past that state. Not in this dispensation and time. From since the beginning, I say, from since the beginning till now, you all have not been elevated above that state. Right? See if it's more here. It says as pertaining to the animal kingdom. Right? So you all are barely. You just Sirach, the 5th chapter will separate you all from animals. That's right. Sirach 17 and 5. Sirach the 17th chapter and the 5th verse. It tells that.
I get 10 years maybe.
Yeah, they tried it?
Yeah.
Right.
In Sirach 17 and 5 in the New English Bible, the Lord gave them the use of the 5 faculties. As a 6th gift, He distributed to them mind, and as a 7th, reason, the interpretator of those faculties.
Right, so your mind elevated above animals slightly, and then you have a 7th sense, which is speech to utter what comes to your mind. But we see it now that since the beginning of time till now, you all have uttered nothing but nonsense. Psalms the 14th chapter gives you that history. Right? So, Lord willing, this video is edifying, and that you all were edified in closing. It's a Kal Halariam La Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Makakodash. Double honor is to the apostles and elders of greatness. So, as always, we say Shalom unto the elect.
Shalom to the elect.
This was the brothers,
Hanana
Maya Shala,
and Isaiah.
saying
Shalom.
Shalom.